6ix9ine has ratted out numerous people with no regrets. The list varies from people 6ix9ine used to carry out his hits to even bigger rappers in the game. Stay tuned to not miss a single person 6ix9ine snitched on. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
I pity him, but you ain't have to go that route. Like, you really ain't have to do this, man.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
Foo Banga.
And new charges was now put on Foo Banga involving him in the racketeering.
As we noted a bit earlier on the list, 6ix9ine has been in multiple incidents over the years involving all sorts of people from the 9 Treys and beyond. One of the most infamous incidents was with the 9 Treys member Foo Banga and another group at the Barclays Center in New York. A rival group ran into 6ix9ine and his crew in 2018, but in a rare twist, they were outnumbered and clearly were going to get hurt. 6ix9ine's former manager Shotty gave the order to Foo Banga to pull out his piece and unload some rounds, one of which was put in the air above everyone to get them to clear out, and they did. Between 6ix9ine and other evidence, Foo Banga was not just arrested, but convicted and sentenced to jail. Billy Addo.
Billy Addo has been picked up and arrested.
Another instance that 6ix9ine ratted out someone was when he was asked about an altercation at a concert that actually took place in January of 2018. This particular fight happened because his former manager Shotty was getting manhandled by security in a case of mistaken identity. However, instead of just reasoning the whole situation out, fellow group member Billy Addo took action and harmed one of the security guards, which 6ix9ine happily recalled in court. There are too many reasons why this is important. First, the incident was actually documented, but no one knew who harmed the guard until 6ix9ine confessed what had happened, which was in stark contrast to the night of where he said he had no involvement in what was going on. Second, Billy Addo was not arrested or charged with the act because there was no proof of his actions. Until now. Now there is. Kintea McKenzie. If you don't know the name Kintea McKenzie, don't worry about it. He's just a name you should know because 6ix9ine ratted him out in regards to one of the biggest cases against him, the hit on Chief Keef. Chief Keef is another rapper I'm sure as most of you know in the world, and one who has gone toe-to-toe with 6ix9ine over the years and said some rather harmful things about the rapper. So not wanting to let that slide, 6ix9ine ordered a hit on Chief Keef, one that almost took his life in the process. Not so ironically, the video of the order for the attack on Chief Keef was found online not long after, and the FBI looked into whether 6ix9ine really did have involvement in it. Not surprisingly, he did, but now, while he admits that he did give out the orders for the attack, he singled out one 9 Trey member, Kintea McKenzie, as the man who pulled the trigger on the rapper. He also said that fellow members Anthony Ellison and Denard Butler were involved in their own ways. His testimony has allowed the FBI to arrest 3 and indict them on charges. The attempt of the life of Chief Keef will carry a heavy sentence, and they have 6ix9ine to thank for that sentence. Which on one hand is very good, because it means some very dangerous and violent people are now behind bars. But again, he's ratted out members of the 9 Treys, and so you have to wonder just how smart it is that 6ix9ine does not want witness protection when he's angering a very powerful group by continuing to rat out their members. Anthony Ellison and Algermaya Mack.
Of his management team that actually set up this and set him up.
And in the most recent of Snitching, it's being reported that 2 members of the 9 Treys, Anthony Ellison and Algermaya Mack, have officially been convicted of various crimes including racketeering, conspiracy, and more, all thanks to the testimony of 6ix9ine. This has been the latest proof that 6ix9ine's words are something that has power in the court of law, and that the FBI and the courts are taking his testimony very seriously. This means that just about anyone else who gets snitched on by 6ix9ine will be in trouble potentially. So while everyone may hate what he's doing, there's no doubt that what he's doing is effective. The first cases of snitching.
That's right, people. 6ix9ine is snitching on his gang, and he's going into witness protection.
If you want to look for where 6ix9ine started his snitching, you don't have to look very far. Instead, you need to look only towards the people he was arrested with, specifically his former manager and many of the guys that he was running with before his arrest. In fact, what was very interesting to many was that 6ix9ine fired his former manager and crew right before being arrested in November of 2018. Not only was that a coincidence, but it was also just a few days before the entire incident happened, which, guys, you have to admit is an interesting bit of timing, don't you think? This may have been a clue of sorts that 6ix9ine knew what was coming, and that he had to get away from certain people in his life in a last-ditch effort to not be tagged by the federal authorities. Personally, I don't think it worked very well if that was his attempt to get clear of what was coming. So as part of his plea deal that he would eventually get, he was told to let slip everything he knows about everyone he is associated with, obviously including his former manager and his team. Now, according to him, he fired his team because of a booking issue. He was going to do an American tour in places like New York and Dallas, but then he found out that some of the money that he was supposed to be making was getting skimmed by both promoters and his team.
Austin, Texas, I fired everybody in my team. I got no manager, I got no booking agent, no PR, no public. I don't got nobody on my team.
And in one case, actually, he was gonna make hundreds of thousands of dollars, but the deal he signed was for millions. So he fired his team and canceled the entire tour. Now, on the surface, this seems like a very logical thing to do. Someone is cheating you, you're gonna get what you're owed, and in this case, you fire them. But this happened days before the arrest of him and his crew. So again, it was much more likely a plot to try and get himself clear of any danger zone the crew would have put him in. 6ix9ine honestly has a rather remarkable record of getting out of trouble outside of his current circumstances, of course. And so it's more than likely he thought they could take a fall for him if they got arrested before him. It didn't turn out that way though. But what did the team members do, you might be asking? Well, the federal authorities cited that they were helping 6ix9ine get illegal items, substances, and pieces to do all sorts of bad things. And you know that while they're using 6ix9ine to try and get the heads of the Trey 9s, they also want to get as many low members off the street, and 6ix9ine's former crew had plenty of guilt on their hands. In fact, some of the main members of the crew were said to have gotten into altercations with various people, including rivals, on 6ix9ine's orders, which actually led to several other incidents with the rapper over the years. So when you think about it, the first people he would have ratted out are them, to make sure that they would be locked away for sure, because the FBI already had them, and their sentences would keep him safe from those he knew would want to hurt him. And that's exactly what he did. At the time of this video being posted, pretty much every single member of the immediate crew that 6ix9ine had around him has been convicted and sentenced to various crimes. No one has taken the maximum, of which was life in prison as of yet, but things are still churning. Of course, that wouldn't be enough to satisfy the terms of the plea deal, so 6ix9ine had to continue to reveal the inner workings of the group he was a part of, that is, the 9 Treys. As ironic as it may sound, 6ix9ine was not the target of the arrest that got him and his crew pinched in 2018. He was the focus of it, sure, but he was not the end game goal. That would be the group that he works for, the 9 Treys. This vicious group has been operating out of New York for some time now, and 6ix9ine has been putting on blast to whoever will listen that he's been working with them since his beginning days of rap. The arrest and plea deal helped confirm that this was really a thing that was happening, which was good for him and bad for the 9 Treys, because 6ix9ine was apparently very instrumental in their operations, and because of his plea deal, he had to spill everything he knew about them. And during an appearance on September 2019, as part of said plea deal arrangement, he was spewing everything he knew about beef the 9 Treys had against other people that he participated in via one form or another, including one incident where another such group in Texas headed up by Rap-A-Lot refused to let 6ix9ine perform in Austin, Texas. Now this happened because 6ix9ine didn't go out and seek Rap-A-Lot's permission to do so. According to TMZ's recording of the trial, this led to a revenge plot. As it turns out, Rap-A-Lot Records honcho Jay Prince was in NYC the next month, and Tekashi had testified that he and the 9 Treys decided to get revenge. He says Shotty and other gang members stole from Rap-A-Lot's reps in the lobby of a building while Tekashi sat outside in a parked car. Tekashi shot a video of the incident, which prosecutors played in court, along with a surveillance video of the incident. Tekashi said that, as they fled the scene in a car, Shotty got nervous and kicked 6ix9ine out of the car, leaving him to take the subway back to Brooklyn while packing a piece in his hoodie. That's not it though. He noted that there was another 9 Treys altercation approved, and it was done on the rapper Trippie Redd, and many were wondering if this would indeed come out in court. He specifically went into detail into who ordered the hit, his former manager, who was there when it happened, and more. And there was proof to back up everything that he was saying to them, proving that he was a valuable witness in more ways than one. To continue, he documented the command structure of the 9 Treys, certain other notable incidents, including an altercation that happened at LAX. He was even asked definitively what his role in the group was, 6ix9ine stating, just keep making hits and be a financial support so they could buy pieces and stuff like that. As we've mentioned before in the channel, 6ix9ine noted on the stand that if he made something like $250,000 for a deal or a song release, he'd get like $185,000 and the group would take the rest. Personally, that doesn't sound like a very fair deal to me, but to 6ix9ine it did, as he states the group was the reason he was famous. He states, my career, I got the street credibility, the videos, the music, the protection, all of the above. This is arguably what is the most ironic thing about the 6ix9ine situation, because at one point in time, he was solely dependent on the 9 Treys to make his career. He was more than happy to do what they wanted, because he desperately wanted to be a rapper and felt this was the only real way to do it. Well, now he's in trouble with just about everyone in the rap community, because he's snitching left and right in order to get a lesser sentence, which is causing many rappers to fire off that they think he's done to the industry, and that if he tries to get back into rap, he'll be met with some serious opposition, which, yeah, it very well could happen. Plus, there's no guarantee that once he gets out that the 9 Treys won't retaliate in their own way. So this whole situation is a bit odd at its core, especially since 6ix9ine recently turned down witness protection to try and continue to be a rapper. Where this might end, I definitely don't know, and I don't think anyone else knows, but it's not the end to the people he snitched on. Jim Jones.
A few Tekashi songs, my G. I wasn't a fan. We can't.
There was one other big name that got snitched out by 6ix9ine during the same bit of testimony that also ratted out someone else I'll get to later, and his name is Jim Jones. What's more, there was evidence to back up his claim of Jones being part of the 9 Treys in a certain capacity. The FBI had wiretaps of not just 6ix9ine's phone, but others as well, including the former manager of 6ix9ine, who had also been arrested in November 2018 during the FBI bust. The wiretap shows that the manager, nicknamed Shoddy, and Jim Jones were having a conversation about 6ix9ine, ironically enough, and in it, Jim Jones was noted as saying they should, quote, super violate him, which was something 6ix9ine noted when he was brought back to court before the plea deal, because he was afraid certain inmates were going to harm him. Thus, he got moved to a safer wing of the prison. Now, focusing back on Jim Jones, this is not the first time his name has been brought up with the 6ix9ine case, but back then, it was more him being an observer on the situation that was going on after it was revealed that he was going to be snitching to the FBI. Basically, Jim Jones had said that 6ix9ine was done as a rapper, and that his history as a rapper has to be forgotten because no one will ever try and remember it because of his snitching ways. Now I'm sure that Jim Jones feels even more that this is the case, since 6ix9ine has snitched on him in full in the courtroom, and if the wiretap is used as evidence, it could most definitely put Jim Jones in more trouble than he's already in, as he recently lost his house to foreclosure. So there's no doubt that he's a very angry man, though his quotes from earlier this year do paint an interesting picture of the future of 6ix9ine, because right now Jim Jones is out in the world. This testimony did put eyes on him, but they didn't get him arrested just yet, so on the whole, he's now the person that 6ix9ine has snitched on that can openly get revenge on him when the time presents itself. Not something that 6ix9ine will want hanging over his head, if you get my drift. Still, the biggest snitching of all came via a name that no one, and I mean no one, expected to be said out of the lips of 6ix9ine, and that would be the one and only Cardi B.
Cardi B's social media went crazy after news broke that 6ix9ine snitched on her.
Oh yeah, if you don't know, I'm sure you're curious as to how this all happened, but don't worry, we're about to get into that. In the first court appearances that 6ix9ine did in the month of September, he pointed out certain things about the 9 Treys, including certain crimes they orchestrated that he was a part of, how they got their money, and so on and so forth. Then, on September 19th, he went and indicted 2 more people of being members of the 9 Treys, mainly rapper Jim Jones, which we've already spoken about, and Cardi B, the latter of which caused a lot of waves in the rap community. This particular revelation came when he was getting asked questions by an attorney. "You knew Cardi B was a blood?" Attorney Alex Hewitt asked. Tekashi replied with, "Correct." "You know Cardi B made music videos with bloods in the background?" Asked again by Hewitt. And again, Tekashi responding with a yes. Now, upon hearing the accusation, Cardi and her lawyers didn't waste any time to respond, stating that she isn't, nor has she ever been a member of the 9 Treys. That being said, Cardi admitted on Twitter that she was a blood, just not in the sect that 6ix9ine noted. She claims to be a part of the Brims, not 9 Treys. Now that's a subtle difference, but it is an important one, as the 9 Treys are an offshoot of a group from the West Coast that goes by the same organization. How this will play out for Cardi B remains to be seen. It is doubtful that this will ever hurt her career, as it's hard to prove whether 6ix9ine was telling a truth or the truth he believes. Another subtle but very important distinction, of course. And again, she has openly admitted that she is part of a group like the 9 Treys, but that she isn't specifically a member of the 9 Treys. And so if that is proven to be the case, the FBI can't touch her with the testimony 6ix9ine provided, because it wouldn't be technically accurate, especially when you consider the question asked. The attorney asked if Cardi B was a blood, not a 9 Trey. Huge difference. Then again, if she is proven to be lying and was a member of the 9 Treys, it could be enough for the FBI to look into her like they did 6ix9ine. Now on the other hand, if 6ix9ine is lying or isn't being 100% honest, this could backfire on his plea deal. So there are many different ways this can go. And it should be noted that like 6ix9ine, Cardi B is having her own problems with the law via her own case that happened in 2018 and is being tried now. So if this gets added onto that, she may be in a whole heap of trouble. And there you have it, a list of people who 6ix9ine has snitched on. What do you think will be the fate of 6ix9ine because of this? Where do you think everything goes from here? Who else will get snitched on? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on King Trending.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.